A traveler with a peculiar hat once found himself in a medieval city, a place where the municipal councilor held great sway. He had no agenda, and no one was there to confine him to a single pathway. The man was a humble peasant at heart, though his attorney had once tried to assert that he was a beneficiary of a noble family. It was an absurd allegation, a complete contradiction to everything he was. Nevertheless, he chose to ignore the gossip and the contempt in the eyes of the city's aristocrats. He was a man of dignity, an embodiment of quiet strength. He had a long-standing friendship with a local merchant who had a favorable opinion of him, and they would meet for an occasional cup of coffee. One day, the merchant had a proposition for him. There was an imminent coup in the city, allegedly orchestrated by a militant faction from the coastal regions. He needed someone to mediate and prevent a disastrous outbreak of violence. The traveler, reluctantly at first, agreed to intervene. He was a man of peace, not a conqueror, and he didn't want to get involved. But the merchant urged him to, arguing that his presence would be instrumental in resolving the issue. He told him that the situation was delicate, and a single misstep could provoke a full-blown rebellion. The traveler, with a heavy heart, accepted the task. He went to the council, where the deputy of the commissioner was making a discourse about the city's fiscal deficit. The traveler, a man of few words, made his case, explaining that the coup was a consequence of the city's neglect of its citizens. He told them that the hostility was a result of a long-standing grievance, a long-term issue that needed to be addressed. The councilors were in a state of confusion, and they had no idea how to address the problem. The traveler offered them a solution, a compromise that would satisfy both sides. The councilors were hesitant at first, but they were eventually convinced. They agreed to his proposition, and they made a pledge to amend the city's laws. The traveler, a man of mercy, was able to avert a potential massacre and restore peace to the city. He then returned to his home, a place of solitude, where he could reflect on his journey. He had a sense of achievement, and he was happy that he was able to make a difference. The city was able to rebuild itself, and it was a place of peace and prosperity. He was a true hero, a man who proved that strength and power are not always about force, but about wisdom and compassion.